Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been a long time, it's been quite some time, and I've been off YouTube for some time, but it's the itsy bitsies of the hustles here and there, and we gotta do what we gotta do to make things happen. So, my name is Melanie Jenga, and I'm so glad to be back. And today, I'm going to be sharing a little bit about myself and why I left the 8 to 5 line of work and decided to become a freelancer. Um, okay, let me begin with I am a single mom, for starters, and I became a single mom at basically the minute I got pregnant, or the minute I got my kid. I knew I was all alone in the whole journey, so I was supposed to take care of my kid, and I learned how to take care of my kid very young. And I became a mom, or rather, I got my baby a few days before I turned 20. I think it was about 15 days before I turned 20. So you can imagine, I was still young, I was still very naive, I had not experienced life. I was just out of high school and I got into college and did, okay, professionally, I'm a graphic designer. I did certificate in graphic design, and after I was done with the certificate, that's when I became a mom. And the journey has not been easy, and I would also say it has been easy 50-50. Let me just call it 50-50 because I've had some very supportive people around my life, one being my mom, another one being my big sister, or she's also my cousin, but I like to call her my big sister, and friends, and also family. There are people who've come a long way for me, and they've come through for me in so many ways, and I thank God I had them in my life, or I had them by the time I got a kid. And my baby is around 5 years. He's turning 5 on this month. So I'm so happy seeing where we've come. And for the 5 years I've had him, Lord, I just say thank you to God because it was just amazing and hard to learn. And thank God because I was ready to learn and I learned it fast. And also I caught up. Then, okay, when I got pregnant, I was actually out of school. So the minute I realized I was pregnant, I just started looking for a job because I knew this one, I just needed to get my shit together. Young mom having a kid, I'm still at my mom's house and she didn't know, and I was very furious. And I knew she was going to be very disappointed. In as much as all parents support us when that happens, at first they're very disappointed because that is not what they had planned for you, or that is not what they had planned for your life. They expected you'll come from high school, go to college or university, get a career, then go to work, get married well, and probably start having a family and get a good career, get your life moving. But the minute you're out of high school, or even in high school or in college, and you get a kid, first things first, you devastate and break our parents' hearts because honestly, that is not what they were expecting us to get to. But I'd say so. Oh, it's just a plane. Okay. So finally, I got a job and I decided I'm going to work so that I can be able to support myself and my kid because I had already known I was going to be alone in the whole journey. So I got a job, 8 to 5 kind of a job, and I worked through till I delivered and I got my leave and went back to work. And from then, I've been working the 8 to 5 job, and it was amazing because I could be able to support myself, my kid, get a nanny for my kid, and also, sorry, provide everything that I needed to provide for my baby back then. So, today, okay, about what I wanted to talk about. Then 8 to 5 job is really nice, but also it's really challenging, especially if you're a parent, either married or not. a parent, being a dad or a mom or a guardian or a single dad, a single mom, we are all here and we're parents and we need to hustle to get things happening for our kids. What I found difficult for me as a working mom and a working single mom was the 8 to 5 job. I needed to have a nanny, one, for my kid. I needed to provide things like rent. With time, you just end up moving out of your parents' house. These things happen. There is that time that you feel I need to learn how to live by myself, blah blah blah. So you end up moving out of your parents' house. So the minute you move out of your parents' house, you'll need rent money, you'll need nanny money, you'll need to feed that family, you'll need transport, you'll need things like electricity, water, garbage, and all that blah 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 expenses of the house. And most of the 8 to 5 jobs, it will be really hard for a young parent. Of course, being a young parent, it means you've already stopped probably your career and your education. You've had to first of all go back to the line of work because you already have a little human that you need to take care of. So the minute you've stopped all that, maybe your career is not as high as it's supposed to be. And being in this country of ours, Kenya, jobs are very, very scarce. They are not there for us young people. Not all, not only for us young people, but jobs are not there. And the ones that are there don't pay enough. They don't pay enough. So if you count that you need transport money, you need all that, you try and get your salary, ukitry kugawanya hizi vitu zote, you're left with nothing. You pay for all your expenses, but you can't even afford to buy probably a shoe or a dress or something or take your kid out. So personally, those are one of the things that I didn't like about the 8 to 5 work. Another thing, if you cannot afford a nanny, there are daycares. Daycares are also very nice. Others are very risky because you find kids go through a lot of stuff in daycares. Mara, sijui amekonjeka, mara, there are some that are not as perfect as you'd expect them to be. Others are not as clean as you expected to be. But for me, the ones that I've met, they've been good because I've also done daycare. It got to a point, nanny got too expensive and I had to leave I had to let my nanny go and try and do the daycare part. The time I go to the daycare part, one thing, being so that you can be able to get to your office or to your workplace at 8, you'll have to leave your home very early. Because number one, there's traffic, there is high transport, there is all that. And by the time you leave your home, probably you live like an hour away from Nairobi. In the morning when you're traveling, so many people are traveling to work. There'll be transport. Somewhere it would take an hour, it might take you even 2 hours to get to Nairobi because of so much traffic. And the whole of these constructions happening and all that stuff, of the road that is. So personally, I used to hate that part. You had to wake up so early, so early, and I'm not an early person. I'm not a morning person. Let me just say I'm not a morning person. So you had to wake up like very early, leave the house by around 6:30. Imagine waking up a kid at that time, taking them to a daycare at that kind of time, so that you can be able to get to your office at 8. And it's not at 8. Of course, you'll need to get there by around 7:30 earlier, so that you can be able to plan your day, plan your ABCDs. Like if there are errands that you left out pending, you had to clear them by the time the workouts for the next day began. It had so many things that you needed to take care of before that day begins. So by the time you get to work and all that stuff, it's so late, of course. Late for me. But if you get late as well, transport inapanda, traffic nayo ndio hiyo. Then by the time you get to the CBD, that is Nairobi, if your office is not around the CBD, if it's like somewhere in Upper Hill or somewhere in Parklands or somewhere in Nairobi, uko downtown and all that stuff, you'd find probably stage yenye umeekewa, you'd had to like take a motorbike so that because you're already late or something. But that was just hustle and bustle. Another thing, the evening time, you leave your work, ni jioni, and iko tu na mashida zake, mara traffic, gari ziko scarce, wasee ni wengi kwa stage, transport ndo hiyo, So personally, those are one of the things. And by the time now you get home, unapata it's late. Ka uliacha mtoi deke unaenda kumchukua kitu ka 8. Mtoi uliamsha around 6. That is so early. And I didn't like that part. I felt like I was not giving my baby the best. So that's part of the reasons that I decided to take up the online jobs. And the beauty about the online or the freelance jobs is it's you and your time. One thing, umekata story ya nani, because you're there, you're taking care of your kid. You have the privilege to work and also take care of your kid because you're working from home. Another thing, expenses za transport, vitu za stori za kuamka asubuhi mapema, kuchelewa. In the weekend when you come home, there are other things. Probably you have meetings, you have chamas, you have all these things. Sasa unashindwa ni chama utaenda ama you'll rest. So having freelance work, like work that you're working from home, or ni wewe unajituma, it's you to decide your time. It's you to panga yourself and decide, well, I have this kind of a job, and in the morning hours I cannot be able to work. I'll be starting my day at around 11 or 12, and I work from 11 up to probably 9, 10, according to your own time. No unajipanga. You work depending on your own time. You set you set your schedules, and you decide probably I'd be working during the day, or I'd be working during the night, or I'd be working during the afternoon. It's all you. Another thing, you've managed to do your home chores, take care of your kid. Kama ulikuwa unafanya laundry ama ulikuwa unafanya other things, you manage to do them rightly at home, easily as well. It's not easy anyway, because kuna zingine unapatanga the jobs are so demanding, and if God amekufavor unaweza kulipa msee anakufanyia 1 2 3 chores, like like laundry and all that stuff. You can find someone who can always come do you can get a mafua come do your laundry, do your cleaning and all that stuff, because sometimes the jobs are demanding, and if also you can be able to afford it, because umekata transport and all the other things. The only other expense umejiekea ni internet, and internet cannot even match up to transport, because transport you might find you'd even use like around 6,000 or even more by the end of the month, because anywhere around Nairobi is very expensive, from the houses to the transport to in order to get those jobs that pay well, of course ziko tu Nairobi. So if you get a job that pays well, ujue kuna tax, sijui kuna nini, yani there are those so many tiny things that you need to take care of and you need to work on. Another thing I like about freelance work, you set your targets. If you want to, for example, this month, and say I want to earn like this certain amount, it's you to set your targets, sacrifice your time. It also need a lot of discipline, because huwezi decide ati leo sifanyi kazi and that's it. So you need a lot of discipline, because usipofanya kazi you'll not pay your bills. Usiporauka, probably there are people who are morning people, kuna wase who are evening people. Personally, I'm a night person, and I can work very well during the night, do so many things at the same time. Plus pia with freelance, it's not a must you can always get 2 to 3 jobs depending on the kind of, or on the line of work that you do, because kama unafanya probably car transcription or academic writing or any other thing, you can be able to say this client nitafanyanga job zake at this and this period of time. It also depends with your speed, but the more you keep on working, the more your speed improves. You can always say hizi masaa nitafanya job za huyu, hizi masaa nitafanya job za huyu, because honestly you'll do your work, especially if you've improved on your speed, utaenda kupata you have so much free time. So you'll find that you can decide, at this period of time I'll be working for this client, at this period of time I'll be doing jobs for this client and all that blah blah blah. So it's always you to plan yourself ahead, to decide when you're comfortable working, when you're comfortable doing your stuff, and also you're your own boss. That's the beauty of it. It's you and you alone. And I'm not only talking about the online jobs, any other kind of a job you can be able to start. Being a parent, being a young mom, a young dad, not only young parents, even other parents. If you have something like you love to start a business, no matter how small it is or no matter how you think it could not be good, probably that would be the best thing that would pick up for you. Unaweza kuwa ukiuza nguo za mtumba, unaenda unaokota kamera, unakuja unaokota, una set up. You can even post them online and deliver to your clients, set up your delivery dates and say probably I'll be doing deliveries at this and this time. There are things like pastry. If you've done a pastry class like baking, nini nini, evo, do like foods and all that stuff. Like unapika nyumbani and you decide like if my hometown is somewhere around like a town, no, si lazima ikuwe ati ni town biggie. You can set up a cookery at home. Prepare lunch for the people who are out there and probably sell dishes and deliver to them. Lunch, probably break, chai, and all that stuff. People buy these things. And if you find that it's something that you can work and it's something that you're comfortable doing, it's really nice. You can do, for example, kupika vitu kama akina chipo, smoky, and they sell very, very well. Smoky mayai, they sell so well. Snacks, vitu kama kebab, these two small things. I'm talking about unaweza kosa doza kuanza this big biashara, but you have something to start small. Something like to samosas. If you're good at baking, cooking, and all that stuff, that could be your line of work probably. If probably you're good at na hiyo ujue, it's something that you're doing and you're doing it comfortably, na ni kitu unaweza kufanya, as in probably ni job unadu na uko comfortable taking care of your kid from home, and easy ni vitu you can even deliver with your child. Because if, for example, you have like several bags of food, you just take your kid along, go deliver wherever you're delivering, go back home. If it's something like fruits, pudding, people eat so much of it. Find ways to tengeneza those fruits, and you can always prepare them from home. Unatengeneza nyumbani, you buy the cans, you peleka where people have asked for them. You just give out your number around people or around where you are. You give out your number, people are going to call you. People love deliveries. You take it to them and they're going to take it, they're going to love it, from juices to fruits to all that stuff. Something nice. People appreciate something nice. And sangine unapatanga, we don't buy something because we don't see it, and if it's brought to us, we'd be like, hey, yeah, this is nice, let me have it, something like that. Something like kids clothes, shoes, nini nini, yani vitu kidogo kidogo. You start small, jewelry, makeup, nini, hizo vitu zote, you start kidogo kidogo. If you have a dream of starting a business, that would be the best thing, because actually it might even grow bigger, that you can be able to employ someone to be able to work with you. And a business is something that you can leave as an inheritance to your kids. Because employment, hata ukajaribu, like for example, God forbid, my life or someone else's life ends today, that boss of yours is going to replace you like instantly. But the minute we create more jobs, like right now in our country, there's a lot of scarcity with work. But if you can be able to create something that you can do, probably something you can create by yourself, or something that you can do, people who do hair, people who do nails, people who do kushona manguo, that stuff, there are some things that people we can do, na hizi ni jobs msee anaweza anza mobile. Uzuri wa now, the beauty about all these things is you can learn them online. YouTube has everything. People are teaching how to do nails. You can learn how to do nails. You can learn how to do makeup. You can learn how to do hair if that's your line of work and if you love that kind of thing. Of course, things that we do, if you want to do something and it succeeds well, you've got to have passion for it. You've got to have the love for it to be able to do it so well. You need to have the love for it. We all start small. Anything that you can do as a freelance. And all these sites outside, all these sites online, there are so many that you can always key in your details and be able to sell your stuff, sell your services. Not only here in Kenya, even outside. Even graphic designers. I know there are so many graphic designers out there who don't have jobs. Look for sites like Upwork. Look for sites like Fiverr. Look for such sites. You can be able to sell your services to them, because there's so many people out there who are looking for people who can do good stuff. Web designing, graphic designing, anything that you can be able to do. If it's a skill that you've studied, art as well, people are selling art out there and it's really nice. Something like photography, that we have so many people who have like dreams or talents or skills that they don't have places to sell them at. One thing, if you're starting it by yourself, market yourself. Don't feel afraid. Market yourself. Hutakosa those one or two, three people who are very, very who are very supportive of you, who would love your work. And if you're doing something nice, you never know. There is going to come that time that your work is just going to like pop up and it's just going to just shine out. Anything, any skill that you have, most of us, I know it's hard, like wondering, how am I even going to start a business? How am I even going to start it? It's hard, I know it's hard, but it only takes a step. It only takes a step. Na si lazima uanze na hiyo kubwa yenye unajua ndo unataka. Start small. Anza kidogo kidogo. Find one client, serve them, show them this is what I can do. After you show them, that client akipenda kazi yako, trust you me, people grow through getting referrals. If, for example, I come to you, get a service from you, and I like what you've done, of course, I'll refer you to someone else and say, so and so did this to me, and I like his work, you can try, or her work, you can try it out. That is how biasharas grow here. And if you can find a place or something that you can do, something yako yenye unajifanyia, it would be so nice because so many people are jobless anyway. And if you know that you can do something that you know, or a skill, or something that you can sell, hizo stuff zote, kitu unaweza jifanyia, it would be very, very nice. Well, that's all I had to say today, or that's all I had for today. And I'd be glad to probably share more. Hope I've helped a soul or two. And if you feel you'd like to communicate anything, there is my Instagram handle and there is an email that I'm going to tag probably around here, if not here on the description box. And we're going to talk more. More videos are going to be coming along. And soon I'm going to be doing something about Forex. There's someone who requested something about that, and I'm going to do something about Forex. And probably let's call it like this week or early next week, I'm going to drop that video about it with the few that I've gathered about it, and hope it's also going to help someone. Have a good day, and don't forget to subscribe, share, and like, comment, and we'll see you on my next video. Bye.